I started watching a channel last night called Socks with Sandals. It might not appeal to all of you.
Yeah, Trevor was wondering if Graham Gets About would enjoy my channel. Unless that is a bra with 2 different sides on it, no, you won't like it, Graham. Previously on Socks with Sandals, I showed how I bought the van, didn't know how to build it really, and in no time I was out of the house that I used to rent, and I was on the open road trying to figure out how to survive. This was all to the backdrop of why my business was prevented from trading by the government. We were declared non-essential, except a few main globalist multinationals. And I was even wondering what the hell the big story was, the true real story as to why the government would actually destroy the economy of one of the greatest nation the world has ever seen. With apologies to no one. Humanity is rallying against this threat. The government seemed to really want us to believe a certain story in early 2020 about what we were supposed to believe was happening, and that we all had to remain locked in our houses. Of course, I was paying rent without earning money. That's why I left. And yeah, I didn't buy that story. If you did, bless your hearts, don't worry. Anyway, I was on the open road, gradually headed across the west of England towards Wales, where I thought, do you know what, I'm going to chill out in the land of my fathers while the government sorts this out, or the people sort the government out.
We're being taken over by what's becoming a totalitarian state, which is based on very bad science, in fact false science, and there's a fraud behind a lot of it.
But then in Wales, something amazing happened. I'd mastered all of the basic elements of survival and reconnected with nature. And wow, I started to experience a kind of euphoric bliss, a zen, of just not worried about anything anymore, just chilling and enjoying my time and seeing all the places I only drove through once or heard about as a kid. And I sorted the van out. It was really livable and organised. And I would take long walks in nature. I had the time. I realised this was a sabbatical for the first time I had, as long as the government took to either destroy or fix the country. That was my time to explore these amazing British Isles. Wow. I think this happens to a lot of people in Wales. I mean, just the nature is the defining factor of every day. Yeah, and I got closer and closer to nature with every growing day. I didn't even need to go shopping. Like, it was once a week, then once every 2 weeks. And I learned how to bathe in streams and drink the mountain water. Wow. I realised that however far the government cocks up the nation, I can just hide in some remote creek in a mountain valley and never have to get involved with all of the collapse of the civilization. So I figured out how to make things more livable in the van with a phone charging circuit in bed. Not a bad piece of DIY if I say so myself. And I lined the ceilings with a beautiful velvety throw. Yes, it worked. Yeah, they were my first subscribers,
See you, Aaron.
Aaron and Monica.
That's preposterously beautiful.
And then I got into travelling around Wales some more. Until MOT, business closed through cease trading. Yeah, this was getting serious now. But you came to the rescue, my viewers. Oh, wow. You sent me enough to prepare my van for the winter. Wow. Diesel heater, of course. And I went to Dunelm to buy a proper winter duvet cover and consider how to rebuild the interior. I settled on underbed storage solutions.
Fake alloy plastic wheel hub caps.
So I bought wind deflectors to keep the rain out while I was breathing at night. Carbon monoxide monitor, of course. Ramps to level it up on uneven ground. I raised the bed. Put the storable boxes under the bed. And then I bought 3 months of storable food for £77 a little, just in case the shelves went bad. Yeah, they were crazy times. I don't think they're over yet. Then I bought, with the last of the money you sent me, stack of drawers. And then another subscriber, Steve, drove all the way from London in his AMG with storable food and insulation and various survival tools. That was amazing. Thank you, Steve. I hope you're still doing okay. I haven't heard from you in a while in the comments.
Get your tin food in, everyone. I reckon I'll put t-shirts in there, pants and socks in there. Looks like I've got plenty of room, really.
The cost of these restrictions, the damage they do, the impact on jobs and on livelihoods and on people's mental health. And no one wants to be imposing these kinds of measures anyway.
To the awakened observer, it was becoming increasingly obvious that we were slipping into a dystopia, a sci-fi nightmare. They had taken away our freedom, our prosperity. For the futures of the generations to follow would never happen. But Simon of the Blake family came through. A friend of his had a lodge in the forest in Norfolk and said I could stay there for the winter, just as I was contemplating a winter of van life. Oh wow, this was just the break I needed. How idyllic. Thank you. I became a part of the nature. I loved it, appreciated it, cherished it, and used it. Cutting down the dead wood for fire, compared to how grim my van life had been, it was almost normal. But I still had to sort out my van life for the spring. Well, owing to the average attention span of most viewers, that's going to have to be the end of the episode right there. And anyone who hasn't seen season 4, when I was in that charming little shelter in the middle of nowhere, that beautiful lodge in the forest, check out season 4 and subscribe to me there. Next episode, I'll just catch up on what I've been up to recently and get back into this story about the UK van life community.